Hello everybody and welcome back to WaverlyReads. I am so excited to do this video because it is my June wrap up and I wrapped up my TBR within like a week and a half and I read so many books this month. It is unbelievable. I'm so happy that I've read so much this month. I read 9 books this month and because there are so many I'm going to get straight into it and explain as much as I can. If I don't do that, it's going to be a long ass video. So the first book I read this month is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This book is about a girl named Clary who meets these shadow hunters who she's not supposed to be able to see. Her mum gets kidnapped in the beginning of this book by a man named Valentine, who is basically the villain of this series, and she sets off with Jace, Isabel and Alec to try and find her, also discovering her own shadow hunter identity. I love this book so much. It got 4.4 stars out of 5 and it's amazing, and this series, oh my god, I can already tell that I'm going to adore this entire series. The second book I read this month is Silken Bonds by Zara Deverox. I didn't really enjoy this book. It's about a girl named Tamsin who wants to spice up her sex life and just do more kinky stuff sort of, and I really didn't enjoy this book. The plotline wasn't very good, it didn't stick. Like one second they'd be doing one thing, another second they'd be doing another thing, and Zara would start writing a sex scene and then it just ends abruptly and the next chapter they're somewhere else, and it's really weird, and I didn't enjoy this book very well. It got a 2.5 stars out of 5 and that is the lowest rating I have ever given a book ever. However, the cover's still pretty. The third book I read this month was Ingo by Helen Dunmore. This was a reread from a childhood memory and I loved this book so much even the second time round. It was amazing and it was wonderful. This book is about a girl named Sapphire and her brother Connor who meet these Ingo merfolk. Sapphire meets Pharaoh whilst looking for Connor one day, and Pharaoh is a male mermaid who I think there's kind of a romance thing going on there, but it's never actually taken anywhere. Her father goes missing and is presumed dead in a shipwreck at the beginning of this book. So yeah, but Connor and Sapphire think that he has actually gone down into Ingo and they think that they will find him there. And this book got a 4.3 stars out of 5. And the fourth book I read and the last book on my TBR this month is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I adored this book. It's about this girl named Cassie and she is living in this dystopian sci-fi fantasy world where there are aliens that come in different waves trying to kill off humanity basically. And she meets this gorgeous boy who I am in love with. But yeah, she meets Evan, who is adorable, and I ship him so hard. It's not even funny. She promised her brother she would come back for him, so she set off with, and Evan decided to help her set off to find her brother, and just, whoa, this book. Okay, the rating I give it doesn't seem to really fit as much as I love this book. It got a 3.9 stars out of 5 and I kind of think I need to reassess this book because I did love it a lot more than that. This was one of the first sci-fi books I've ever read and I freaking adored it. I can't wait to read The Infinite Sea. The fifth book I read this month was A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I had no idea about this book. I thought it was going to be like a horror / mystery book, but it really wasn't. It's about this boy named Connor who is having these nightmares and then suddenly this new nightmare appears that he's not afraid of, and that is this monster A Monster Calls. And this monster is like a tree kind of thing, I don't know. His mum is dealing with cancer and he's having nightmares and he doesn't want to admit what the nightmare is, and this monster comes and he tells him 3 stories and then he asks Connor to tell him a story and he wants the truth about this nightmare. He wants him to admit it to himself and then he comes to terms with it, and it's such a heartwarming story. I loved it. I read this in one sitting and it was amazing, just not what I expected. And this book got a 3.4 stars out of 5. I'm not really sure why. I did enjoy it, just not a lot really. The sixth book I read this month was The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. I reread this because I need to reread the series because I never got around to reading the last book and I loved it all the same. It's about this boy named Percy who goes to school with his best friend Grover and his favourite teacher Chiron, and he finds out that he is a demigod, son of Poseidon, the sea god. Set off on a quest to find the stolen lightning bolt that belongs to Zeus, and he ends up in Hades and he goes to this awesome casino. It's a really awesome book. If you don't know what it is, then you've been living under a rock, and I recommend that you go read this. Percy Jackson got 4.1 stars out of 5. The 7th book I read this month is Forever by Maggie Stiefvater, the final book in the Shiver trilogy, and I did not want to finish this. I can't really say much about it because it is the final book in the trilogy, but I can't say anything because it's all full of spoilers. But basically it's about wolves that change when it is cold and they are trying to find a cure, and yeah, that happens, yeah. Go read it, seriously, it's amazing. The whole trilogy is just amazing. I wasn't a fan of wolves and now I am because of that. And Forever got 4.4 stars out of 5. The 8th book I read this month was City of Ashes. I just had to continue with the series, but I'm kind of sad now because I don't have City of Glass with me. But this book is basically the follow-on book to City of Bones, where Clary and Jace find more issues with Valentine. Basically, I can't really explain again, but you should all know what this book is about by now. Like, the series is about shadow hunters and they're amazing. I ship Place so much. Simon, not so much. Alec, you all know it. So I recommend this book. This book got a 4.5 stars out of 5. The last book I read this month was just something to finish off the month with, and that was Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. You all know what this book is about. It's about a girl named Bella who meets this vampire named Edward, and she gets into loads of trouble with him and this vampire named James, and yeah, you should know what this book is about. And yeah, I'm still trying to rate this book because I'm trying to rate it back when I used to love it, adored it. I do still adore it just as much, just I've read so much more better things and I'm being very critical, so I haven't yet rated this book. These are all the books I read this month, and there are lots of them. They are very heavy. I'm going to put them down now. I had a really good reading marathon this month and I just enjoyed it so much. Some books I read in a day, other books I read in 2 days. Oh my god, it was amazing. I don't think I've ever read so many books in 1 month before. Like, oh, I can't even explain how happy reading all these books made me this month. But let me know down in the comment section below what books you have read this month and what you enjoyed, and if you would recommend any of the ones you read. The only one I wouldn't recommend in this pile would have to be Silk and Bonds, and that's amazing. 1 out of 9 books I wouldn't recommend. Oh my gosh. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you like any of the books that I read this month. This video, a big thumbs up, because I know you did. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. It's free and I make videos every 4 to 5 days with new booktube content. Thank you all for watching. I am Waverly and now I'm off to read. Bye!